Hi, everybody. Grady Polson. Welcome to the America Agency. All right, is this where I pause and forget and act like I'm not on, but I am on? But yeah, here we are. Hello, everybody. Grady Polson. Excited to be on here with you all today. Today is a special call. As I reflect, last week was a special call. The call before that was a special call. Next week's guest was a special call. But this one's like super special. This one's like your parents are taking you to Disneyland. You just found out, and they got you that like secret pass where you get to cut to the front of the line. That's what this call is like. Kelly's about to give us all secret passes to the front of the line at Disneyland. And it's beyond exciting to have an aunt, Kelly, who's got all these secret passes, is going to share with us how to use them. So that'll make more here in a second. But Keli Seder from Integrity Life Sales, Vice President of Life Sales, will be joining us, who has been spearheading, pioneering, creating, updating, and refining LifeCENTER, which is our tool. I'm glitching like crazy, which is our tool for quoting, doing underwriting, going single sign-on direct into any of the carrier apps, and puts us in a position where we can quickly and easily help new agents get quotes, run through underwriting, and get right in applications, right? Time kills deals, speed kills deals, confused people take no action. all great business adages that we are doing our best to embrace, embody, but also get constantly help and refined by our great Aunt Kelly giving us these free passes to the front line of Disneyland. So, and I say that in jest, but I say that in so serious because, and I'll tell this story probably again. I'll wait to tell this story, but let's jump into some updates. We'll get Kelly on shortly, but always, a party is more fun with more people. So joinamericalive.com. We're also live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, and we're live right here. So you can share this link. Come on, meet Kelly, learn from Kelly. She's got an awesome personality and makes selling insurance even more fun than I possibly could. So, but let's go through a couple quick updates, and we'll get her on here in a second. Let's start with this. So we have our final month end numbers for June 2025. And so if anyone understands business to a medium degree, most businesses are slow in the summer. Why? Because people are on vacation. Their kids are home. People go on vacations with their kids. They don't want to do meetings when their kids are home. They are juggling their kids. There's just the whole world of people that have children are dealing with the responsibility of managing, caring, feeding, and taking care of their children. So traditionally, summers slow down from business because consumers don't want to consume. They don't want to purchase. And then you look forward to fall. And what happens in fall? Kids go back to school. People's life get back in, get settled. And then at the same time, people start to look ahead towards the holidays on wanting to live a great life and give their kids and to enjoy the holidays. Weather is settling down. It's not crazy hot. Like if you live here in Arizona, where it's only 100. I mean, it's only 100 today. It's kind of nice. But in that thought process, fall is always our best time. Why? Because people are focused. They're looking to the end of the year. They're trying to make extra money, et cetera. Take care of things that they meant to get taken care of early in the year, getting life insurance, starting their IUL, getting that final expense coverage, et cetera. And so for us, to do the numbers we did, to have our best month ever in the history of our agency, our absolute best month ever, 14,022,138 with 1,836 agents in summer, is a testament to our company, our leadership, the opportunity, leads, comp, all the things that we do our best to provide for all of you at the highest, most efficient possible level. And you're turning around and taking advantage of it. And I couldn't be proud of everybody on this list, from Gavin G writing $27,000 issue paid in a month, all the way up to number one, Michael A, 93,000. And shout out to my girl, Lauren Garza, number two, 89,000. And love to everybody. I mean, absolute love, impress. You know, if these calls would be 3 hours long if I could give the recognition at which I truly wanted to give. But to see these numbers continuing to grow, the total managers continue to grow in summer is a testament to what you have here. So if you're a new agent, if you're just getting started, if you're started but haven't gone full in, if you're in this business and you're, happy to be in it and taking steps forward, like, let these numbers give you confidence. Let these numbers give you that chip on your shoulder to go make yourself proud, make your family proud, make your spouse proud that you're spending money on leads in this new business and you don't 100% know exactly what you're doing, but everybody says just buy leads and dial the phone. And it sounds redundant, but it's what's made, I think we'll have 500 Hall of Fame producers this year. Just an obnoxious, obscene, an amazing number of Hall of Fame producers. That's when you earn a red jacket with FFL. We give you your own beautiful custom fitted red jacket, says Hall of Fame on it when you hit 400,000 issue paid. So basically everyone on this list, it's about 30,000, 33,000 if we're gonna get really mathematic, but I bet if Gavin is doing 27, he can do 33. We're looking at average 100 Hall of Fame producers within just our own agency. And so just congratulations to everybody. June was huge. July is already on track to be fantastic, but that gets me more excited to lead into September, October, November, when the numbers really truly start to meteorically rise. So congratulations to you all. Congratulations to the agents that got on here and made it happen. A couple of things I always like to give advice. If you're not on this list, your goal is to get on this list. If you're on this list, your then goal is to stay on this list and move up the list. So great job, everybody. It's been a tremendous run so far, and to see $14 million issue paid as our agency. It's, I'm running out of, I need to get a thesaurus because I'm running out of words, but great job, everybody. And let's go on and keep crushing. Top managers for June. Got some new names on here from Zach Vallis to Kyle Yee to Caden Land, Jamil. We had to look it up. That's his name. It's Jamil. So love it. Jamie Cheerio, Nicolette McMahon, Max Konopka, CJ Weidman, Christo Bolger, Blake Davis, Derek Thrasher, Jacob Gardner, John Egan, Digna DeLeon Morris, who had her roundtable masterclass for IULs last week. Those videos are still being edited, but they will be out soon. Digna, I appreciate you. It was a phenomenal call, learning all about IULs and your agency. Ryan and Morgan Manrique, Colton Collins, Caitlin Blackburn, Marissa Mazziotti, Jay Maska, and Hayden and Nina Hill. So proud of everybody. Tremendous numbers, tremendous growth. Again, if you're on the list, stay on the list. If you're not on the list, get on the list. If you're on the list, move up the list. So tremendous growth, everybody. So proud of you all and looking here now into the future. Discounts right now. We love LifeCENTER. 15% discount on Ethos Fresh Cart Abandonment Leads. 15% off. Splash 25. Started on the 14th, so till the 31st, 15% off right now. So take advantage of this when you get off this call. Get yourself some leads heading into the weekend. And one more, we got 25% off diamond, gold, silver, bronze mortgage protection mailers. There we go, ribbon 25. Those are huge. I mean, a mortgage protection mailer is a card that someone received in the mail. They looked at it, they showed it to their wife, and they go, "What do you think about this, honey?" And she goes, "I don't know. Looks interesting. Should we fill it out? I don't know." Left it on the counter. Walk around day 2, 3, pick back up the mail. The center of your island where all that crap, gets pushed to the middle, or they've got that junk drawer. They pick it back up. They look at it again. They go, "Mortgage protection for the home. Let's fill it out." So they fill it out. Does this look right? I get it right? Yeah, they fill it out. And then they put in an envelope. They lick the envelope. And then they walk to the post office or their mailbox and put in the mailbox. And then they wait. Talk about the buyers intent on a mortgage protection mailer. I mean, mortgage protection is what grew our company. IULs is what's taken our company to the next level. But mortgage protection mailers are some of the highest quality leads because of the buyer's intent, because of all the trigger words that are on there and the actual act that the client has to perform in order to get that lead sent in. And so 25% off right now. Get in the CRM. Take advantage of those. Starts tomorrow. Only 2 days. 25% off. Ribbon 25. And last but not least, is this last? All right, Kelly's coming. Okay, we've got 70-ish days until our last event of the year before our first event of next year, which will be our annual convention. But we did a tremendous 2,000 people at Ignite Sales Conference we had out here in Phoenix. When was it? June 6th, Jade? All right, we said it 900 times. Yeah, June 6th, I remembered. June 6th, and we've got October 2nd coming up in Palm Beach, Florida. We're calling Ignite Palm Beach, and expecting over 1,000 people in attendance and over 100 speakers come across stage. I have a Spanish convention as part of it, top training, top leadership, top agency managers sharing what's working for them in 2025 and helping their businesses grow. And Jade, how much is it to go to this event? It's free. It's free. That's what we do at FFL. We do our absolute best to give you no barriers to entry except for the ones you put between your ears. That's it. That's the hardest part, right? If it's not money and it's not training and it's not opportunity and it's not leads, then it's just me. And for me to have to put myself in that position where I've got to look at myself in the mirror and make the decision, am I the one keeping me from succeeding? Am I the only one that can actually make me succeed? It's a very heavy thought to bear, and most choose to quit. That's just life. But not you. You're not on this call trying to learn about LifeCENTER, trying to learn about our incredible tools from our Aunt Kelly with the genie passes at Disneyland. That's what LifeCENTER is. It's literally the cheat codes to the front of the line on how to do things better, faster. But all those things considered, this event's free. If you're on the East Coast, join us. And get it, buckle up for an incredible event. Get yourself registered at igniteevent.com. We'll have the speakers coming out here in the next week or two. So look alive for that and more fun to come. So, okay, before I bring on Kelly, this is what I would always like to preface with. And I said at the top of the call, and I'm going to say it again, and it's probably reflecting back to my college days, but a party is more fun with more people. So joinamericalive.com. Send that out in your group chats, your WhatsApps, your Telegrams, your group meetings, etc., and invite people to come learn about this incredible tool. If you're a brand new agent or you have other brand new agents, or you're thinking about building a business, invite them to come learn about the absolute most incredible tool of which we have access to ourselves for free. That's the beauty of this. It is a free tool that probably, I mean, Kelly might be able to tell us the numbers, but it's 7-8 figures. It's definitely 8 figures. It might even be 9 figures in what they invested to create this tool, the tech behind it. And we get it for free because we're agents with FFL. And that's a testament to their continual investment into us, their belief on what we're doing. We're proving them right with $14 million issue paid in a month. But we got to keep earning that right to keep getting invested. And so let's bring on Kelly here and I'll give her a proper intro. All right.
Good afternoon or morning, wherever you're located. How are you today?
I'm wonderful, Kelly. Thank you so much for coming on. So let me give you a proper intro and I'll pass it right over to you and we'll get in the show.
All right.
All right, hello everybody. Grady Paulson, the America Agency. So excited. Keli Seder on with us today, the VP of Life Sales at Integrity Marketing Group. We're going to give the full name. And she has been one of the pioneers in spearheading the creation and execution of LifeCENTER, which is an incredible tool that plugs right into the Integrity Lead Center. So as agents buy leads, they immediately are able to get them into LifeCENTER, quote, get through underwriting questions, and go right into any of the carriers which they are contracted with using single sign-on technology. I'm not trying to steal all her thunder. She's going to go in detail, but I'm so excited to say it because, and I need to tell this story because when I first started this business, Andrew Taylor was recruited me, and he sent me some paper apps through email. And I got them printed out on my printer that I went and bought at Staples, right? Had to print out the paper apps because you're driving out to the clients' houses and you're going to do your best to quote them and use the paper grid or you can, if you can get the internet signal, because there's no use to have to drive to appointments. And I remember getting one of my first sales and I was so proud of myself. I was so happy. I got everything signed. I triple checked, you're checking all the pages, all the signatures, the HIPAA forms and this form. And then, I made a mistake. I got an initial, but it's got to be the 3 letters, right? Their first, middle, and last initial. Because if you only do their first and last initial, it doesn't count, right? And so all this stuff I'm going through to get my first app through, and I get home, fax it in, wait 3 days, and I check my back office portal, and it said wrong state app. And I was so deflated because I think I'm about to get a commission and I used the wrong paper out because Andrew's in California. I was in Arizona. Why would he have, we're both wrong. I mean, I don't know. I'll blame him because he should have known better. But also I should have known what I didn't know. And so, but the beauty of this is with tech and technology and us being in 2025 and having Integrity and LifeCENTER, there's no state apps that are getting mistaken because as long as you pick the right state on the drop down when you're starting the application, you're good to go. And so all that frustration that us to get this company going is alleviated. We have this incredible tool now for new agents to jump into and eliminate all of the confusion and put blinders on them that goes, get leads, dial the phone, get into LifeCENTER. So without further ado, Kelly, how are you? And we're excited to learn.
Awesome. Well, I'm doing great. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your call today. No one's ever introduced me as their Aunt Kelly on a call before, so that's kind of exciting. Now I just want to go to Disneyland. But anyway, We're going to try and make this as exciting as Disneyland. But really our goal for today is really show you guys the kind of the ins and outs of how LifeCENTER works. For those of you that have been in there before, hopefully you'll learn something a little bit new. For those of you that have maybe never been in before, this is your chance to go in and start to take a look at it and get a little bit more comfortable with it. And really what we're going to do is go through a live demo. So there's no point just talking about it. I want to show you guys how this works and show you the technology you have. So I am going to see if we can share my screen here and hopefully. All right, Grady, do you see it? Is everyone seeing my screen now?
Perfect.
Awesome. Okay. So guys, this is your first screen that you get to when you access LifeCENTER. So the super cool thing about this is I know that a lot of you have been using LeadCenter. It is the exact same username and password you use for LeadCenter to get you into LifeCENTER. You can access it from your same kind of dashboards. You can also access this from integrity.com if you want to. But again, it's your same username and password. If you've never logged into LifeCENTER or Lead Center, you simply click the new button basically to log in, and it will have you create a username and password. So super simple. The other really cool thing I want to talk to you about before we get too far in is the fact that this is mobile friendly, not even mobile friendly, but really, really great on a mobile device, whether that's your iPad, your iPhone, your Android device. You can simply go to the App Store or to the Google Store and download Integrity Technology and be able to have access to this on your phone or iPad or from the website address. So I just wanted to make sure that if you haven't before, for sure go down and download the app. It makes things super easy. Okay, so this is the very first screen you get to when you log in. Now, really the design of LifeCENTER is your CRM or your client relationship management system. It's where you would go to manage all of the active leads you're working on, all the people that you have that you're prospecting or trying to sell to, any of your existing clients that you've already sold something to and are trying to manage and hopefully sell something else to later on in time. And so it's really intended to be able to manage all of that. And that on the left-hand side are really just different ways to categorize a person you're working with. Whether they're someone brand new, leads will come in automatically to this system as a new person, contacted, whether you've already reached out to them. And then a client is obviously a client that you've already sold a policy to. And what we're working on right now is really adding some more life-specific terminology in here so that you can categorize your people that you're working with in more kind of life-specific ways and not such generic terms. So get ready to see some more specific ways to classify people here in the coming weeks. We add stuff to this system. Well, I should say our technology team adds stuff to this system almost every week. So it continues to get better and better as time goes on. Okay, when you first log in, this is what we call our dashboard. Dashboard's the first thing here. It's going to show you your task list. So this, if you're brand new, is probably not going to have much in there because these are things that are set to have a follow-up on them, right? So you need to follow up with this client. You need to follow up on this piece of business. You need to follow up with this lead, whatever it may be. This is where your follow-ups are. This is also where your new contacts come into, your new leads. There's also something down below called Policy Snapshot. I really want to make sure everyone understands this because it is a super awesome piece of the technology that is really unique to Integrity and to all of you that are that have access to all this Integrity technology for free. And this is the Policy Snapshot. So as Grady mentioned, we spent a whole bunch of time and money building this technology. We've also spent a whole bunch of time with our top carrier partners in getting all of the information and all of that data that the carriers have loaded into LifeCENTER. So that is what this screen represents. Now, I'm in this fake agent named Rachel, so you're going to see a bunch of kind of, fake United Healthcare policies. But when you log in, any case that you have been paid on, that you're actively receiving a commission on today, is going to show up in this policy snapshot. So it's going to take that data from the carrier and push it right in here so that you have access to all of your policies. And then you can simply click on a view contact and either create a contact right from this book of business that came down from the carrier, or if that client is already there, you can attach this piece of business to that client if you've already entered in this client. But this is so cool. And the thing that I'm really excited about this is that all the things that are to come on this. So right now, we've got the data here from your carriers, but there are two big things that are coming that are going to be really exciting. One of those that is actually being worked on by our technology team right now is adding all the life-specific fields here. So things like paid date, things like if it's a term policy, the term duration, things like the status. Well, the status should be there. There we go. The status. But it's going to add, premium. Sorry, I forgot one of the most important ones. Premium. It's going to add all of those different things that are specific to a life insurance policy so that you can have access to see that. That's going to prevent you from having to log into all these carrier websites and go in and look at it to try and find out what you've sold. So that's number one that's super cool that's being worked on right now. And the second thing that is being worked on right now that I love about this is the fact that we are getting more and more data every single day on this. So today, I kind of mentioned it's everything that you're getting a commission on. We're actually updating and getting more and more carrier data feeds so that it will not only show everything you get a commission on, but it's going to automatically appear here the second that you hit submit and send an application to the carrier. It's going to know immediately when the case gets issued. So it's got a lot of cool things that are going to be coming with this piece as well. And to top it all off, you're going to be able to market off of all of this. So is the very top of the screen, there is a marketing tab here. And the marketing tab, once you have all this data, sky's the limit on what you can do with your policyholders, with the people that you are actively sold business to. You can set up automatic things to happen on the 1-year anniversary of their policy. Automatic things to happen, on their 5-year term duration, if you want to now try and sell them an IUL or whatever it may be. So there's lots of great things that you'll be able to do in the marketing tab. So anyway, wanted to make sure that you see this here. If you don't see all your business, make sure you take a look at this little drop down up here. It's going to say, do you want to see all your business all time, which is what I'm looking at? Or do you just want to see the business you've sold in the last month or the last year? So you have different time frames you can look at. And then down below is just our recent activity. So if you're working with the same handful of clients that day, you can just pop down here and jump back and forth between the same clients. All right, so now I want to talk about, aside from the policy information all being there, my second favorite part of the system is the quick quotes piece. And this is amazing. So there are 2 ways that you can get an actual quote for your client right within LifeCENTER. One of them is to click on quick quotes. Quick quotes is honestly what you're going to use the vast majority of the time. It's when you're meeting with someone, you just want to enter in some basic information to see how much this is even going to cost them, if it's within their budget, all that kind of stuff. However, you can also jump into a contact and run a quote from an existing client or prospect you have in the system too. The difference is being, if you run a quote from a contact, it already knows the person's name, probably their birth date, their gender, stuff you've already entered about them. So it will pull that over automatically into the quote. Whereas the quick quote, we don't know anything about anybody yet. We're just trying to get some numbers. So that's kind of the difference. Same results, works the same way, 2 ways to access it. So I'm going to go ahead and click quick quote. You're going to see, for me, I see LifeCENTER and Medicare Center. So if you're life and health licensed, you'll see both. If not, just see LifeCENTER. You're just going to click what you want. I'm going to go right into LifeCENTER. Okay, these are all of the products that you can quote in LifeCENTER. So for some of you that haven't been in this tool for a while, you'll notice that it's definitely changed. Things have been added here. We started out about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, with just final expense. Then we added simplified IUL. And simplified IUL here, honestly, is the Americo and the Moo product, those kind of instant issue, instant decision IULs. That's what falls in here. We have a lot of carriers that are wanting to play in that space. I'm sure you've heard other people that want to compete with Americo and Moo. And so as other carriers come out with simplified IULs, they'll also fall within this category to quote. And then you have your fully underwritten IUL. Those are going to be where you're going to find your F&G, your NLG, those kind of groups that, while easier underwriting, aren't necessarily instant issue like the other 2. And then we just added simplified term a few weeks ago. So I'm super excited that's there. So now really all of the main product types that you sell are located here. We still have some stuff we want to add, obviously. We want to add fully underwritten term. We want to add things like those ancillary products you kind of do for add-on sales, such as children's or juvenile products, such as accidental death, such as critical illness. Those types of things will be coming. But we've got the big ones here now, which means that you can use LifeCENTER for the vast majority of the business you sell. One other quick thing down below, I just wanted you to see there is a needs coverage calculator. Totally optional. You don't need to use it, but it is there if you have a client that isn't quite sure what type of, how much insurance, they need, or if you kind of want to walk through a quick dying needs analysis with them, you can do that here too. And it just asks them their debt, their income, their savings goals, things like that, and helps recommend an amount. Okay. So with this quoting, most of this quoting works exactly the same. It looks the same for final expense, simplified IUL, and term. So we're just going to jump into one of these because even though the products are different, the look and feel is very much the same. So I'm just going to jump into final expense here. First thing we do for our quote, obviously, we have to have a state, right? So we know everything with the asterisk are things that we're going to need to enter. So we're going to know that this one we're doing in Arizona. We'll say it's a male, that they're non-tobacco. You'll notice that height and weight's not required. What I do want you to know is that we have those carriers build charts built in with this analysis. So if you have a client you're meeting with that you feel is on the verge of being within the, height and weight charts for maybe a level versus graded product or whatnot, you can enter this in here and it will use that data to help you pick the right product, but it's not required. And then you also can enter in either date of birth or age. You do not have to enter in both, just enter in one. And I'm going to hit go. Okay. This brings us to what we call our health conditions screen. If you haven't been in LifeCENTER for a while, this is also something that's been out for a couple months now, but was definitely not there at the beginning. And this is a great way for you to be able to use the system to help you as an agent find the right product to fit your client's health needs so that you can actually get a case paid and out the door and get this client covered. So you don't have to use this. If you're an agent that's been doing this forever and you already know the direction you want to go, you just continue to the quote. If you're new, if you're building a team right now, if you just aren't sure what this client is going to be able to qualify for, this is a really great way for you to be able to dive in and get some help from the technology. So there's two things you can do. You can search for a prescription medication. So if I start typing in like Lipitor here, it's going to start pulling up everything that it thinks you're trying to type. Makes it super helpful since all of these medications are so easy to spell. So it will, help you enter in the right one here. So I can select Lipitor here. And then it's going to ask me some questions. It's going to say, hey, I understand you're using Lipitor. Why are you using Lipitor, right? Is it because you have super high statins? Is it because of A, B, C, D, whatever your reasoning may be? It's going to come up and pop up with why you want to use that. I'm going to go down and do a different one down here and show you how it works when you're looking for a condition. So if I say that I'm a diabetic, I can pull that up. And it's going to start asking me a series of questions about being a diabetic. These are the same types of questions it would have asked if I was searching for a medication and said that I was on insulin or that I was on metformin or any other drugs that may be associated with diabetes. And here it's simple things. It's asking me the date I was last treated for this. So when did I last go to the doctor for this? So you can start entering in some information, hit next. And it's going to walk you through a series of questions here so that it can ultimately be able to recommend the carrier that is the best fit for the type of diabetic this client is, right? And so that's how this is going to work. I'm not going to put that in there because I kind of want to show you the whole overarching thing. But that is how it works when you start to add conditions. You add everything the client has, right? You want to make sure that you get the right scenario here. And then you continue to your quote. So from here, it's going to take all those conditions and filter. Again, I didn't put a filter on mine, so I'm going to get a bunch of stuff back here. But on the left-hand side, I wanted to show you a couple things. You can either sort by coverage amount or by monthly premium, so you can have it sort different ways. You can change the coverage amount. So if they're only looking for $5,000, you can change it, whatever you want to do. So you can alter everything from here. It'll automatically refresh everything in the middle, okay? As you scroll down here as well, especially if they have a lot of health conditions, if you're thinking, man, I really thought I would see this product. Why didn't I see a level product? You could go down and look at only excluded products right here, and it will show all of those that it filtered out because of the health conditions. So if you're expecting to see level products and you're only seeing graded, chances are those health conditions knock them out of the level benefit for carriers. So I just wanted you to understand how that all worked. And now we come down to the part of the carriers. So this may not look exactly like yours because it's going to show all the carriers that you as an agent are appointed to sell business with. So if you don't sell one of these carriers at FFL, it's not going to show up in the list here. These are just a bunch of carriers that I have associated with my user account. So once you have a conversation with the client, they decide, awesome, this is what I want to do. Here's where I'm going to go. You can hit the apply button. And one of two things is going to happen when you hit apply. I'm going to show you that now. If you had done that quick quote where I didn't go from a client, I don't know who this person is, I don't know their name, I don't know their phone number, I haven't entered in anything into LifeCENTER about this client. When you hit apply, it's going to say pretty much, awesome, good job selling them a product. Now we need to actually have you put a tiny bit of information about them into the system so that we can automatically create a contact for you in here. So that is what this is. If you had done a quote from a client's record, you would skip this step. It would already know who the client is, right? So there's two things you can do from here. Number one is you can enter in a name. If you already have the client in here, you just didn't add them. You just didn't do it from their record. You can do that here. Or you can go in and simply add a new one from here as well. So two choices. You only have to enter in a name and one point of contact for that client to create a contact. So if this is a brand new client, all you'd have to do is have their name and either their phone number or their email address, and you could get this through. So I'm going to go ahead and just associate this with a client I already have in there so I don't have to enter in any client information. And now it's going to say, great. Thank you so much. I am going to go in here and now we are going to associate this with a client. And there's John Smith. I just associated it with John at the top here. And it's now updated that information on John's record from this quote.
Wow.
And now I can apply to this application. So what's super cool about this, guys, is that when I hit the apply button, it's going to log me right into that carrier's site. And I'm going to share this tab now. So this should look familiar to you if anyone's ever sold a Mutual of Omaha product. You're right in Mutual of Omaha's e-app. Did it ask you to log in? Nope. Did you have to search around the very confusing spa website? Nope. Were you just able to log right in here and see the application? Yes. This is how it works, guys, for all of your carriers. So this is a big deal, right? No longer do you have to go to all these websites, try and figure it out where it is, especially the new guys where it gets super confusing.
Yep.
Couple things that are really great. It has their name already here. So it's pre-filling in this information you've already entered about this client, right? It already knows their date of birth. Already knows their age. In this example, I can update their date of birth here. Remember in this quote, I only entered in their age, not their date of birth. If I would have put their date of birth, that would have come in here. It's got their gender. It already knows the state. You can't make Grady's mistake and sell in the wrong state. It already knows exactly what you're doing. And then it's got the product type because it already knows you're quoting final expense. And it already knows you qualified for the level product. And you're just going in and entering in your app.
Phenomenal.
Simple as that. It's on the carrier's website. When you're done with this, it's in the carrier's hands automatically.
Can everyone drop a wow in the comments below? Let's give Kel a little bit of love because that's freaking cool. That is,
isn't it awesome? And the thing that I love about this too as well, I think I love about this as well is once you click that in here, if I were to go back into the system, so if I were to just go back into my dashboard or I were to go back into my contacts, you're now going to see that you sold that application with John Smith. I think John Johnson, whatever I put his name in. It's going to show that right there on the screen. And now it automatically, as soon as that case gets paid, it's going to update that status on that case within this environment. And it's going to do everything automatically because you started the quote within the system and you submitted the application within the system. So everything is tied together in a pretty package with a bow on top. And it just keeps updating that case going forward, which is awesome. So there's really, so many things that we're going to be able to do down the road once you start using this for all your business. Think about in 2 years from now, if that case lapses, as we start to expand, as we're getting more and more data on these cases, think about all the conservation events you have with carriers. We're working right now to try and ingest as much of that data as we can. We're not quite there yet. We don't have all the conservation events in here yet, but we're going to. That is the path. We have a very, very fast roadmap of things we want to add to this system. And so those conservation events, man, wouldn't you love to know automatically if a client missed a payment and it shows up as a follow-up? You need to call that client and find out why they missed a payment on their policy so that you can try and save that case before it lapses. These are all the things we're going to be able to do with this tool. And the first step is being able to manage your contacts, manage your book of business, being able to quote in here, and be able to apply for policies in here and send that client, the carrier's e-app in here. Those are the 4 big things that you really have to start doing in order for all the other cool things that are coming to work the way you want them to. So get the contacts in there, quote in here, and apply for applications right within this database. Now, I know sometimes new technology is stressful. You get confused. First off, you can't break this. This is something you can play around in. You're not going to break anything. Don't be afraid to give it a try. And we have help desk staff to help you along the way if you get lost or confused or can't figure something out. So you'll notice down here at the bottom, there's a little live chat button. So we have real live people that monitor this chat Monday through Friday from 8 in the morning to 6 at night Central Time. And then they're also there from 8 to noon Central on Saturdays. So you can live chat with someone if you get stuck. You can also contact support here and email them or call them. And you also have a learning center here, which has video recordings, manuals that you can look through, training manuals, all that kind of stuff to help you get comfortable with this, kind of whatever the way that you learn the best, whether it's watching a video, whether it's just playing around with yourself, in here, playing around with your system, your contacts, your information, or whether it's getting some help from a live person via chat. You're able to do that here. So all of that is available and is really cool to get started with. And then the one other piece I wanted to make sure you all knew about Ask Integrity, which is Integrity's AI tool. So yep, we are in the world of artificial intelligence as well. And Ask Integrity really is going to be able to give you that little bit of a digital assistant as you're working within this CRM. You can ask it all sorts of different things. So it knows who you are. It's saying, hey, Rachel, how can I help you? It's going to give you a few suggestions based on what a lot of people are asking the AI tool right now. So right now, people are asking it, can you give me a summary? Can you give a call summary for my client? Can you give me some information about my client? When you see a lot is, can you give me driving directions to my client? And you can type in or simply speak in here and ask Integrity to give you directions to your client, John Jones, to their business address. As long as the information is within the system, Ask Integrity will be able to pull that back and we'll be able to map it for you. Remember, this is a mobile app on your phone, makes things like that even more beneficial. If you have notes in here, it's able to read those notes to refresh your memory on what you talked to this client about before. So all sorts of cool things with Ask Integrity, which is getting smarter and smarter as time goes on, as more and more people are using it.
That's amazing. There's too many things to say, but I'm gonna ask a couple more questions as we progress into this.
Yes.
I feel like I heard or saw or I've seen that the agents get their own number where they can.
They do. So you read my mind. That's where we're going to next.
I didn't. I thought you did the pause for questions. I didn't know you were doing the pause. I was catching my breath, Grady. I've got more to share, so I'll slow down.
No. That is the next piece we're getting to. So we'll go talk. Let's talk about some of your other questions you may have. That will kind of be the final piece I talk about is where you have your own phone number and website and such. But what other questions are you hearing?
Here's a big question. Ballpark, how many total agents does Integrity service? Ballpark.
Gosh, that is such a great question that I don't even know the answer to. I know we have over 1 million agents signed up for this already on the Life and Health side. So a lot of people.
Let's use that for a teaching point for a second. Okay. So we get a lot of people at our company specifically who come from other industries. They've had success other places or they've had no success other places, but they're looking to have success with us. But many times they come here and they don't treat insurance with the respect that it should, right? We have the livelihood of families. We're setting up financial vehicles for them. We are responsibility we're the only people at the end of life that provide something positive on the worst day in a family. And so that comes with a lot of weight. And with our growth comes with, at times, a lack of maturity because there's not as many people minding the store because we're growing so fast. So what am I trying to say, Grady? What I'm trying to say, though, is with Integrity having 1 million agents, them creating this incredible tool for us for free to us is saying what I'm trying to get through is use it. Don't overthink this so much, because I have so many agents that are like, what? Where's your Excel sheet with your clients? I don't have one. How do you plan your annual reviews? I don't do them. How do you what do you send thank you cards from? I don't. When are you doing your check-ins in 3 and 6 and 9 months to let your clients, just making sure everything's still good with the policy? Never done that. Right. And so that right there is an agent that is truly, honestly being a little disrespectful of the incredible opportunity he has, or she, to make money, access to leads, access to great tools. So if you can do anything as a new agent or an existing agent here, listening to this call and how incredible this tool is, use it. If you're going to do anything at a bare minimum as an agent getting started. Now, granted, you get to your 30, 50, 100K a month agent levels, there might be some additional tools you need to bring into your portfolio. But for the majority, right, the Pareto principle of our business, the 80% that needs organization and good follow-up and touch points on clients, this tool is phenomenal. And all the things that you're developing, from conservation requests to more information on the task list, to the policy snapshot, to the recent activity, all these things, guys, many agents will buy leads from a random vendor. They'll get an Excel sheet and they'll call them from their hand phone and they'll go, you know what? I connected with 3 people and they quit the business, right? It's the unfortunate part about the industry is that it doesn't cost anything to get into it, right? And so it doesn't cost anything to people to get out. Now they can buy the leads, they cannot call them, etc. But in this world, guys, to take advantage of all this incredible organization, all this data mining, single sign-on, all the ease we have, again, it comes back to, as I said earlier on the call, it comes back to you making that decision to take advantage of it. So 1 million agents have an Integrity, have a LifeCENTER account. This is a phenomenal tool. So don't overthink it, but just don't overthink it so much that you don't do anything and that you think you've got to have everything else. Start here, embrace it, fill this thing up, take advantage of it. I would be using the Ask Integrity. I'd be using the live chat. It's free. It's free. That's the thing. So all it comes down is, are you going to get some leads? Are you going to dial the phone like crazy? Are you going to be able to give your, you can crank wheel or Zoom. You're the quick quote tool so that you can show the clients visually the pricing and options that have available to them based on the meds that they told you that you put in. I mean, from a display and presentation on a virtual standpoint, it's fantastic, Kelly. So pass it back to you, but that was my little micro commercial of take advantage.
No, absolutely. I appreciate you saying that. And the other thing too, guys, is, as this continues to grow, this is something that is going to have so many more capabilities. And the cool thing right now is, and I always like to remind everybody, this is your one-stop place. Every morning when you get up and you're doing your calls and you're doing everything, your leads are in here, you're quoting in here, you're applying to policies in here. You can do everything within one login and one database and really have all that at your fingertips, whether it's on your desktop, your laptop, your iPad, or your phone, right? And that is just something to keep in mind. So there's a couple other things I want to show you today before I let you go. And one of them is kind of some of the settings here. So up in the right-hand corner, it may have your picture if you've uploaded a picture. It may not. It may just have your name. If not, but you're going to go ahead and click on that. And you're going to go in here to the account. And under account, there's just some settings and some things here. So for example, it's just got some of your personal information. You can make sure your email, everything that you want is listed here and correct. But another thing I wanted to show you is the agent profile here. So agent profile is where you can update all your information, add your photo, give a little bit of experience and a little bit about your experience and about me. what products you sell. And then down below, there's a couple of other things. So first off, I'm going to talk about the preferences and this agent phone number. So every one of you has been assigned an agent phone number within this technology. This agent phone number is based on where you live. So my fake person here is in 801, so that's Utah. So that is why they have an 801 area code number. You'll notice it says forward calls to, and there you can put your cell phone number. So how this works is if you give out this phone number that is assigned to you in the system, to your clients, your prospects, your leads, you put it on your website, you put it on any mailer or anything you ever do, and have it forwarded to your cell phone, what happens is every time a client calls that, it's going to ring to you. It's going to show up within your little app that you're going to download, right? On your phone. You're able to answer the call right there. It's going to know who the client is. If it's in your system, it will say Sally Jones is calling you. And then when you actually are having that conversation, it will transcribe that conversation for you and put it in the notes section so that you then have a way to know what you just talked to that client about. How cool is that?
That's fantastic.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
And the other thing that I love about this, Grady, is let's say you get a letter from a carrier on some sort of a complaint at some time where you know that your client is, or the person that's complaining does not have the whole story. With groups with a technology like this, we're able to send that information, because if this is all 100% compliant with integrity and with our carriers, all of the technology that you're using, you know that you are safe and protected to use this technology. And we're able to send that information off to the carriers and say, listen, this was recorded on our side. This isn't what happened. And be able to save a lot of time and effort on your part when you're trying to kind of, fight some of those things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Makes it super fun. And then another thing I wanted to mention, this is getting updated, so I'm not going to dive into it a ton. It says planenroll.com here, but this is an agent website where you actually have your own agent website that is created as a part of this. We are rebranding this as we speak. Instead of saying plan and roll, which is a very med sup type of health type of a word, it's all changing to say integrity. So you're going to be able to have your own integrity focused website that you're able to use. And Grady, as soon as that's up and running, I can get on another call like this and we can walk through people how to set that up if you'd like.
We're in. Sign us up. So we're all going to have our own integrity.com/Grady Polson or
yes.
Sean Simpson or Sheila Day website?
Yes.
Fascinating. Okay.
And it's going to pull all this information you just entered here, and your clients can do all sorts of different stuff from there. So yes, it's going to be really great.
How much per month for that?
It's absolutely free.
Okay. Got it. I was confused.
All of this is free. We're never charging agents for this. That is really our commitment, right? We want to be able to provide you, and that's a benefit of being an agent under the integrity umbrella, is that we want to be able to provide you the latest and greatest in tools to help you grow your business. Simple as that.
Amazing. Wow. So, okay. The number though still works. And then from the app, which is Integrity for Agents.
Yes.
You can text, if I was Grady and I had John Smith, I could text him through the app and say, hey, John, following back up about the request you put into our office about getting some final expense coverage. Do you have,
yes.
I have a 2 and a 4, and it will text through that number.
Yes.
And then when he responds, will it be inside of the app, or will it start a new text chat inside my phone?
It will be inside the app, but if you have the number forwarded to your phone, it's also going to go to your phone.
Got it. So it
depends on how you forward this. I encourage everyone to forward it to your cell phone too. It always makes it easy.
But that's just another free perk.
Yep, free perk.
What else you got?
Man, those are the main things I wanted to talk about today. The marketing piece, you really have to start using this tool before you can take advantage of marketing.
Okay.
So we'll do another session. We are improving marketing every day as more and more people are using this. So we'll take a look. But if you want to start exploring the marketing tab, hey, go at it. Go in here. You can start to do like some automated like birthday campaigns, things like that. But you got to have your information in the system, right? You can't market off of nobody. So make sure your contacts are in here, and then you can start to do a bunch of different stuff.
How cool. Just another perk.
Another perk. And it's free. Yep.
And
you're not paying for any of it. Yep.
Got it. And fascinating. Okay. Do we have time? We have 5 minutes for some questions. Anyone?
Yeah, we definitely have time for a couple questions. You bet.
Questions. Sean Simpson would like to know, from the marketing, can we mass market, or is it send one person at a time?
So it depends on how you're setting this up. So you could poll. So you can set up campaigns. So if you want to like run campaigns for like everyone's birthday, it will just automatically send them a happy birthday email from you on that client's birthday. Or you could set up, I want to pull a list of everybody that fits this criteria and send them an email. So you kind of have two ways to do that.
Okay. Can we change the phone number? Do we want to change the phone number? No, the phone number is assigned to you, but it's based.
It is assigned to you. If you feel it's wrong though, like for example, if for some reason it's an old phone number, maybe you used to live in Pennsylvania and now you've moved to California and you want a California number, then we can go ahead and look to get that switched from a Pennsylvania number to a California number, but you can't just pick your own number, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's something you could ask the live chat to do, is saying, I've moved, I'm no longer here. Can we get an updated phone number in this state?
Perfect. Okay. Sheila Day has a good question. Says, one of my agents on the life side asked, does it automatically tell the client the call is being recorded?
It does. It does.
Cool.
Yep. And it's basically saying this call is being recorded for quality assurance purposes.
There you go. Nothing more official than that. I
know, right?
Will AIGs, what is it? What is your question here? Guaranteed issue be included? Well, I believe AIG is Corebridge now, correct, Jade? So yeah, I believe Corebridge is, so yeah, I'd imagine they're all going to be in there.
They are. So this is a really great question. So I actually have our team looking at this right now. It's funny you brought this up, because I just had someone else bring this up, saying we see all of Corebridge's other final expense products, but some weren't seeing the guaranteed issue one. So our team right now is making sure that that's activated for all of you so that you can see that in the portfolio. So if you don't see it or you didn't see it last week, try next week, because that is being updated. I'm having them check everyone's site to make sure it's live for all of you.
Great question, Vince. Awesome. Okay, so the number helps with spam calling. I think that's a statement, but it's also a question from Marvin. Having a number doesn't pop. These are clean numbers. I don't know. Maybe
they are clean numbers. 100%. Yeah, all clean numbers. It should help with spam calling. Great question.
Cool. Can I set up an email campaign? Says David Dela.
Yeah, that would be in the marketing area. Yep. And there's a big training. There's some training in the Learning Center on marketing. And then, like I said, that's kind of its own training in and of itself. But we can, as people start to use this more, we're going to start setting up some marketing trainings as well to say, okay, now you've got clients in there with their emails, their addresses. Let's start to market to them.
I love it. Janine says, when I connect to a lead, either text or call, does my own cell phone number show up for them or the number assigned?
It depends on how you call them. If you call them out of this system, it's going to be the number that's assigned to them. If you bypass the system and call them from your phone, it would be your phone.
Yes. Okay. Linda would like to give you a huge hug.
Woohoo, Linda! Thank you.
Janine, right back. I didn't see America listed when I ran a quote, so that would most likely mean either they're out of the age parameters, build parameters, or they put in medications that then wouldn't qualify.
Correct.
All right. And or if you're brand new, maybe your contract doesn't come in for America. Look at me. Jade's gave me a thumbs up from all the so we're troubleshooting. We're trying to figure out for Janine.
Yep. You're exactly right. I mean, it could be a variety of reasons. And if for some reason you can't figure it out, go to live chat. They'll help you figure it out. But either your appointment's not there yet. Again, if you're new, it might not be there yet, or there's something that kicked them out.
Got it. Jordan's got a good question, says, probably talking about the plan enroll link, but then will soon be the integrity.com link, which I'm stoked about. When you provide a client with your agent link, how will it determine which application and company to go with? Will it show them all the options like we see? Or is it more just like a lead grab kind of?
That is a great question that I don't know the answer to yet. So I will find that out and let you know. I don't know the answer to that one.
Is plan and roll, is its intention to sell insurance without us talking to them, or is it intended to be a lead?
It is not.
Magnet?
It is just a website where they can go and visit. They could email you. There's a bunch of default stuff on there, but it is not a direct to consumer site where an agent applies for insurance on their own.
Awesome. Vince says this is amazing. Oh, Linda would like says you deserve a ticket to Disneyland. Well,
Thank you. I would love to go to Disneyland, right?
Do we get the reference now? Like the Genie Pass. That's what Kelly's giving us is Genie Passes to the front of Disneyland.
It is. I mean, this should make your guys' life so much simpler. And the one thing I encourage that's kind of fun too, that I've been getting some feedback on, which makes me super happy, are some of you out there that have been a little hesitant in starting to kind of build your own teams because it's so daunting on how you're going to train and get everybody on board. You have one training site, one tool, one space you have to go to continue to grow your business and expand. So that is an awesome thing to have people say.
So Sean Simpson's one of our top IUL producers. He says, will the IULs for larger carriers like NLG be included in the quotes? As of right now, at least for him, he says no results found.
That is a great question. So NLG should be there. F&G is being added September 5th. F&G had to do some work on their side, but NLG should be there. So if you're not seeing NLG, we'll want to find out why, but F&G should be there on the 6th. They had to do a little bit of work on their side.
I like that we're big enough to make billion-dollar companies do stuff for us. I
love it when I have their cell phone numbers and I'm like, can you please tell me when this is going to be there? It's really
Ellie Keys says, what if the number is flagged as spam? That would probably be a live chat thing too. And maybe
I'm not going to know the answer to that one. Go to live chat because it's not supposed to be. So I would ask the live chat or the contact support here.
Justin,
those guys are going to know much more of those technical questions. They're going to be way better at that than I am.
Dustin says, what about companies we aren't contracted with yet? And let me try to answer that. So when you go to quote, it will, based on your NPN, which will then show the carriers you're contracted with. It will display the carriers you are currently have an active and good standing contract with. If you don't have them, it's not going to show them. It's based off your personal NPN.
Yes.
Did I do it right?
You are 100% right.
All right, there we go. Can you do an example of how we can use this back office as a dialer? Is that something you can do through the desktop, or is that only the mobile app?
Not quite yet. So we're getting some dialer capabilities, like more like that, but they're not all quite synced together. But the next time we do this call, they'll be there.
Awesome. This will help new agents a lot, says Jordan. Yes. I like that. So amazing. Okay, hold on. I don't. That's a Vince. We don't have a dialer yet, so we don't know what may happen or what may not. But Kelly, this was tremendous. Thank you so much for the detail, guys. Go back and watch it. But on top of that, there's all the resources inside. So I love the thing right at the top. LifeCENTER login is the same as Lead Center, same username and password, mobile friendly, and you can just go to integrity.com and log in there as well. If you don't have those, get up to your contracting manager. You can get it takes. So hypothetically, as a brand new agent, you should have access to this from FFL Gateway, from all the different major places, and use your NPN to log in and create your account. They verify with FFL, and you're in. Buy and lead.
And then you're in. Yep, exactly right. The only thing you have to gain access to this is you do have to have your NPN. You have to be contracted with at least one carrier to get access to this, right? Or it won't be able to find you. Yeah.
Got it. So, Kelly, this is so exciting to have. And we're so grateful for your effort and then the new things that are coming out and all the things that we get access to and agents get access to for free. Because to reflect on my story at the top of the call, sifting through there were many times when I'd get the Arizona paper app and then I'd send it in and they were like, oh, this one's outdated. You can't even use this one anymore. This one's from 2 years ago. And I'm like, how did this, so that's, if I could plead or empower all you guys to go, we have it the best it's ever been. I couldn't imagine it doing better unless Ask Integrity calls and sells the insurance for us. But
I know, right?
They haven't figured that out yet, so that we all still have jobs. So, but Keli, you're amazing. Thank you so much for your time. And
Thank
we'll look forward to having you on in a few months when we get even more updates. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks all for your time and attention today. I'm really excited for y'all to give it a shot. Take care.
Thank you, Keli. Bye for now. All right, everybody. I mean, this is with incredible tools, incredible opportunity, leads galore, lead discounts coming out like crazy, and take advantage of these tools, right? The secret to succeeding in this business is working harder than you think is possible, right? It is okay to outwork every level of effort which you thought was okay. Why? Because it takes a lot to break free. It takes a lot to get out of the situation you're in, but we've got the tools, the training, the support, the leads, the systems to make it happen for you. Just go make it happen. So thank you all. Got an incredible call next week. Guys gone from $0 to $400,000 a month in like 4 months. Crushing, was the #1 agent at a previous company, walked away, and he's building an empire here with us now. And we're gonna have him on next week talking about why he left to where he was, because he's making incredible money where he left, but why he wants to be a part of FFL. You're not gonna miss next week's call. Super excited about this guest trainer we have coming on. So see you next week. The only live call in insurance as far as I know. And appreciate you guys for spending time with me. Have an incredible day. Go make it happen. See you next week. Bye for now.